Many entrepreneurs want to build a business that runs more or less on autopilot, generates massive revenue, and emulates industry best practices while keeping a watchful eye on competitors. E-commerce tends to fit this criteria. However, if you want your web store to make money like crazy, you must implement a methodical approach that allows you to understand online market dynamics as well as what it really takes to scale up. We've interviewed 43 industry experts, including luminaries from Google, Amazon, and Shopify, to understand key criteria needed to succeed big in today's global e-commerce marketplace. In this show, we are providing a summary of their insights. Watch now to understand their surprise secrets on e-commerce, including email marketing, voice search strategy, just-in-time SEO, mobile indexing, PPC management, blast emails, snippet optimization, and digital marketing automation. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. How are you today? I hope you are doing marvelous, because I am doing marvelous too. Now, if you are doing marvelous as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Now, today I want to talk to you about e-commerce secret. Now, we have a large show today, a long show, a very interesting show today, and I'm going to jump right into the subject. No wasted time. But before I do so, I want to give a shout out to our millions of viewers and listeners and fans in the United States and Canada and Australia and New Zealand and the UK and South Africa and all over the world. Thank you so much for your support. Without you, we would not be where we are. I want to give a specific shout out to Maximiliano Clay in Marlborough, New Hampshire, Bradley Vega in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Isaiah Harris in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Maximiliano, Bradley, and Isaiah, we love you. We love your families back there in New Hampshire. Now, the first part is that, email marketing. Now, email marketing is getting more important than ever, right? You have to set email marketing because when you set up email automation, you have to start by automating your work. If you set up the proper automation, you can work even when you are snoring or sleeping. The thing you can do is you can set up a welcome series for new subscribers or a reminder email when people leave stuff behind in their online cart. Remember, this is all about e-commerce, right? And I'm teaching you how to relate how to automate your e-commerce to your subscriber list, to your prospect strategy, right? So you want to get more on time. You want to get more on every time you have a customer interaction. So automation helps you get things done while you get other things done. This is the key. Let me repeat that. Automations help you get things done while you get other things done. You can get more output with less effort. You see more sales, more conversations, more conversion, and more app engagement. Again, without no more effort. The thing also with email marketing, especially when you automate your work, is that you can create personal connections. Again, folks, I'm telling you the latest secrets here, e-commerce secrets. So stay in touch with the people that you need to grow relationships and your business. Another thing you can do through automated emails is that you can build your brand, right? So things like, once you have your brand built, you can make it easy to start conversation and you keep them going, right? Whether you have a handful of fans or 10 millions of them, right? Things like welcome automation. So when you get a new subscriber, you follow up with a warm welcome. We have database automation, so you reach out to people on big days like birthdays, anniversaries, and again, it's not just for the individual. You can reach out to them even for the birthday of a pet, right? So event-based automations, things like, you can trigger relevant messages based on how contacts interact with your app, right? And you can also do something very cool, which is RSS to email. So you keep people in the know by sharing your latest post. When you automate your work through email, you can also sell more stuff, right? I'm here to help you sell more stuff and generate ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching into your bank account. So I can help you through email automation, you can sell more stuff. For instance, when you connect your store, your online store, with the ERP or the CRM software that you have, right? The vendor doesn't matter, because all vendors nowadays have the latest and sophisticated products. When you connect your store with your software, you can unlock, a lot of stuff, a lot of tools that will help you make more sales. For example, here is a big one: abandoned cart emails. Let's say a customer comes to your store, right? And they just abandon their cart. They are just something happens. They haven't finished the purchase process. You can remind them about stuff they left in their online shopping cart. You can use things like product recommendations by showing your customers more products they're sure to love. You can do things like order notification, right? For instance, you can let shoppers know, hey, listen, we got your order, and there is something on the way. And another thing that also works crazily, and we've got a lot of Google experts telling us, and even Amazon people telling us this, is that you can have product retargeting emails. This works a lot because it works fantastically, because you remind people to come back for stuff they saw on your site. So this is very important, folks. Another thing you want to think about when it comes to email marketing, especially when you automate your work, is that you boost customer loyalty, right? Because remember, every customer matters, right? Even if the customer today has only bought $10 worth of products with you, you want to treat him or her very well, because this $10 might translate into $1,000 purchase within 6 months, within 3 months, within 1 year. You never know. You just never know. So show you care with automated emails that add a personal touch without a personal effort. For instance, product follow-up, right? So after someone purchases your stuff, you want to get feedback or recommend other stuff, right? So customer re-engagement is very important. So you can say hello to the people you haven't heard from in a while, just to remind them that you have new products or new services, something just to keep them engaged. This is very important. You want to also reward your best customers, right? Remember the Pareto rules? There is a rule called Pareto rules, and this says that 20% of your customers will contribute 80% of your sales. So you want to reward your loyal fans with special sales, promotions, and offers. It always works. Now, first purchase is another good one. So you want to thank new customers, after they make their first purchase. That way, they feel so special, right? Imagine that. Somebody just come into your e-commerce, to your web store, buying something for the first time. And again, here, the deal here is it's all automated. In other words, things work in the background while you're sleeping and snoring. You don't have to be around and check things out. No, somebody comes for the first time, the system will acknowledge them. They will know that, oh, this is the first time buyer, and an email goes right away to say thank you for your purchase. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? This is the real deal. I will be right back right after this. Now, the thing here is that we are still talking about email marketing. In the first part of the conversation, I talked to you about how to automate your work, right? How to get things done when you are somewhere getting your best tan in Acapulco or in Bali, just relaxing, or while you're snoring and sleeping, right? Well, I think you first need to sleep before snoring. It's not the other way around, right? You can't snore if you're not sleeping. All right, now let's talk about how you can use email marketing to get intel on your customers. You want to learn more about your audience, right? So basically, the way you get this done is that you really try to do something very important here. And the way you do it is that you need to learn more about your audience, and you try to find things you wish you knew before, right? And you do it in a certain way. But before I say that, we'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks. We are here to the second section, and this is the Sweetie Kiwi Show. And I was talking to you before the break, the commercial break. I was talking to you about how to learn more about your audience. Now, could you imagine knowing what's working and what's not? Well, you probably know right now with the proper e-commerce software, or the proper e-commerce platform, you can't know what's working and what's not. And I'm not talking about A/B testing here. I'm talking about using sophisticated AI powered tool to know what works and what doesn't. You can keep track of open rates, clicks, and segment data with built-in analytics tool. And again, here I'm not giving you any sort of vendor, because most vendors have those tools in their e-commerce packages, in their e-commerce relationship management tools. You can see what's working for your business. So through a lot of integrated features, you can make your data digestible. So it becomes very easy for you to monitor trends. You can track performance, and ultimately, and that's the end goal here, you can create better campaigns as you go. Isn't that wonderful? Imagine that, right? And you have all your marketing data in one place. So what really happens here is that you are not only optimizing your marketing campaigns. I'm talking about things like, automation, social ads, emails, and more. So you can automate them, and giving you the ability to double sales through things like, repeat sales, through thanking new customers, this kind of stuff. So when you have a real-time stats at a glance, you can quickly identify what's working and make smart decisions about where to put your marketing budget. Again, in this section, I'm talking to you about how to learn more about your audience and how to guide your marketing budget here. All right. Now, there is something called customer analytics. Sometimes some vendors call it lead analytics or prospect analytics. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, a lead can become a prospect and can become a customer. If you use properly the growth, engagement, and revenue reports, you can learn more about the behavior of your audience. You can easily find out who has interacted with your marketing, whether they have clicked, downloaded, bought. So you can create more content that resonates with that specific audience member, right? And this is where sophisticated AI-powered Intel comes in, because you are able to say, okay, this campaign worked pretty well with this type of audience. They've downloaded my products, my ebook, blah blah blah. They left a review, blah blah blah. So next time I'm doing this, I'm going to change. I'm going to tweak things around a little bit here. I'm going to, I'm going to have a strong CTA, a strong call to action. I'm going to change a few things on the color, on the background. I'm going to make it more vibrant, more dynamic. A couple of things you can change to make sure that the customers, are comfortable. To push them to buy, to make them comfortable that this is a legit product. This is a wonderful product that will add value to their life. And this is how you sell. Remember, before I forget, this is very important. Whenever you sell online or offline, make sure that you are positioning your products and services as adding value. You're not selling a product or a service. You are solving a problem. Position yourself all the time as a solution provider. You are providing a solution. You're not selling anything. If you can position yourself in the long run as a solution provider, you would have won 90% of the race towards competitive dominance. You will crush your rivals, right? So one thing you also want to do is when it comes to email marketing, and you want to learn more about your audience, is that keep tabs on your marketing wherever you go. So you can integrate real-time campaign data, in your app, in your desktop data, in your desktop or in your desktop software or in your tablets. So you can have the data at your fingertips, so you can check on your marketing at any time. This is very important. All right, this is very important because you want to have your single most important views in a unified, your single most important metrics actually in a unified manner. You want to have access to that data on a single platform, so that you can have alerts on how your campaigns are performing and when it's time to make the next move. Remember, we live in a globalized world, right? And you are running your campaigns on multiple channels, right? Whether it is emails, whether it is social media, whether it is through newsletters, so on and so forth, on your own website. So you need to have a single view where you can just, at a glance, take care of what's really happening, see what's working, see what's not, change things around with no time wasted. This is where we want to go. This is the power of email marketing, the power of automation, of work automation, and audience intel gathering. I will be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks. We are again talking about marketing automation here. We're talking about email marketing, which is the first part of our show here. And again, you are watching the Sweetie Kiwi Show, the world's largest infotainment show. Now, we do infotainment, we do information and entertainment. Today, we are doing information, and we are talking about e-commerce secrets that we got from 43 e-commerce experts from Amazon, from Google, and other companies, Facebook, you name it. Now, I want to talk to you now about how to create and send emails from anywhere, why it is very important. And this is an important e-commerce secret that we got from those industry luminaries. But before I do that, please allow me to just give a quick shout out to Ronnie Leon in St. Jack, New Jersey, Ali Franco in Newark, New Jersey, and Rashad Ashley in Jersey City, New Jersey, and to the millions of viewers, fans, and listeners who support us every day around the world, in America and around the world. So, you want to use email marketing, specifically the feature that allows you to create and send emails from anywhere. Now, with the proper software, you can create, edit, and track performance on your emails marketing wherever you are. This is very important because you want to be as flexible as possible. You want to be able to move, to be mobile as possible, right? So you can use your own email templates, or you can use templates that come with the system, with the software that in those templates. The good thing is that, and I would not really advise you to reinvent the wheel. Just use the tools and the templates that come with the software, because those templates generally are designed to look great on all devices. And here I'm talking about mobile, tablets, desktop and laptop, right? Because with those templates, you can grow your business wherever you are. This is very important. You can use the mobile app so you can stay on top of your reports, campaign content, audience growth, and all of these things right from your mobile device. You can also check your campaign performance on the go. For instance, you can quickly learn how all your recent and ongoing campaigns are performing, which again is very important. And you can do so through a series of dashboards and detailed metrics, which you could customize based on your industry, based on the kind of stuff you sell online, whether you do FBA, Amazon fulfillment by Amazon, you do drop shipping, you do affiliate marketing, whatever it is that you engage in online, or you sell stuff in your own store directly, you source things directly from local producers. Whatever you do, you can use a series of dashboard and detailed metrics, so you'll always know how people are engaging with your campaigns and where there is room for improvement, right? Because you want to position yourself in an operational mindset where you are constantly seeking improvement. You're constantly trying to improve things, right? Now, you can also manage your audience from the palm of your hand. Again, here I'm talking about mobile or tablets, but you can really sort of scale this sort of practice to other devices, including desktop and laptop, right? You can easily identify, for instance, your newest audience members, and you can find out how they're engaging with your marketing. The last thing you want is, you just spend a lot of money on a lot of cash on marketing, and you have no intel as to what's really happening behind closed doors, right? But now with e-commerce software, you can really identify that. So you can monitor the audience dashboard for an overall view, for instance, of things like, your audience activity, the time they joined, the time they left, and you can even explore contact profiles to dive into the details. So whenever you can even add new contacts directly from your mobile device. So the thing is that you never miss an opportunity to connect, which is the key here, right? So one thing I also want to talk about here is that, you don't have to stick to a specific sort of schedule. You can create emails, newsletters, whenever and whatever inspiration strikes. Whenever and wherever inspiration strikes. For instance, if you have the proper software, the proper e-commerce software, especially the mobile or the tablet app, it allows you to work on an email campaign wherever you are. And this is very key, folks. Whatever you are, you can work on your email campaign, because the latest e-commerce softwares have this sort of cross-device compatibility that allows you to start, edit, or publish an email campaign from your phone, your laptop, your desktop, and each of them, because of the cross-device sync compatibility feature, each updates seamlessly saved to your proper software account, so your proper e-commerce software account. Now, this is something very important, and I just want to sort of break it down what I'm talking about here. We are talking about, the surprise secret in e-commerce, and we're targeting email marketing, voice search strategy, just-in-time SEO, and so on and so forth. Right now, I'm just giving you some, the crazily insane, the insane tips that the multi-million-dollar small business companies use on email marketing. Number one, they automate their work. Number two, they learn more about their audience. Number three, they create and send emails from anywhere. Now, number four, let me tell you how they give email life outside the inbox. Now, imagine you send emails out, right? And you forget about it. No, you want to give your email life outside the inbox. You get more eyes on your emails by sharing them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube. The list goes on. And the thing is that with the proper CRM software, the proper e-commerce software, you are able to craft posts for each of your social platforms right from the email builder, so that you can actually use the same post, the same content for several channels. And this becomes a multi-channel communication strategy if you really think about it, right? And you can simply add a photo and write your copy. And the thing is that the system, the CRM software will share your post once you send the email. So you are actually trying to save time by just actually by getting things done more and more, being productive, optimizing all processes. And that's the space where you want to be, right? That's the exact space where you want to find yourself into. All right, we'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. I'm watching you. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are the world's largest infotainment show. I'm very happy that you're here. For those who just joined us, we are talking about something very nice. We're talking about e-commerce secrets, and just gonna give you the context here. The context is very simple. Many entrepreneurs want to build a business that runs more or less on autopilot, generates massive revenues, and emulates industry best practices while keeping a watchful eye on competitors. Now, e-commerce tends to fit this criteria, right? However, if you want your web store to make money like crazy, you must implement a methodical approach that allows you to understand online marketing dynamics as well as what it really takes to scale up. Now, we've interviewed 43 industry experts over a 6 month period, including luminaries from Google, Amazon, and Shopify, to understand key criteria needed to succeed big in today's global e-commerce marketplace. In this show, we are providing a summary of their insights. Watch now, and I want you to really watch till the end so you can understand the surprise secrets on e-commerce, including email marketing, voice search strategy, just-in-time SEO, mobile indexing, PPC management, blast emails, snippet optimization, and digital marketing automation. Stay tuned. We've just covered email marketing, right? Now we are going to attack voice search strategy. Now it is very important to know that there was a report not long ago by consulting firm McKinsey that said that by 2030, 45% of all website sessions will be conducted without a screen, right? Which means that people will be using voice-only search. So, voice-only search allows users to browse the internet and, consumer information without actually having to scroll through websites on desktop or mobile devices. This is huge, folks. This is new technology. And the thing is that this kind of technology may be the key to build a successful brand and company, and super duper successful brand in the future, right? Now you have to understand, let me first kind of break it down for you. Let me break it down, understand what voice search is. Now, voice search essentially would allow a user, for instance, to speak into a device, right? So instead of the user going online and typing keywords into a search query, like the Google bar, to generate results, the user will just speak into a device. Now the audio technology will use AI, artificial intelligence, and speech recognition to understand what the user is saying, and the technology will do so with extreme precision. And what it will do is that the technology will then deliver the results orally to the user. Okay, so everything is conducted orally, so basically you might be thinking, this will happen, this is like science fiction there, this will happen in 30 years. No, it wouldn't happen in 30 years. It will not happen in 30 years, because this might seem to you like a brand new concept, right? But think about it. Check this out. Voice search technology has been around for more than 30 years, because you have processes and programs such as voice dialing and speech to text. They have been around for 30 years, right? So you already have, and if you still doubt what I'm telling you, you already have, programs like Alexa, this is Amazon Alexa, you have Siri, Microsoft Cortana, you have Google Assistant. All those programs use voice search capabilities already, right? So specific devices have to be optimized for voice search, right? But the thing is that websites, brands, platforms, products can be optimized for voice search technology. All right. So let me just give you a very crazy example. Amazon Alexa can do a lot of crazy searches through, let's say, it can scan Wikipedia. It can help you shop on Amazon quickly. It can, it can search through Spotify's musical inventory, right? So this is just telling you already how certain brands are able to optimize their interfaces to be compatible with voice search already. We're talking, we're not even 10 years, some people are doing this already. So as I told you before, McKinsey said that, in the next 10 years, very powerful processes such as e-commerce automation, Internet of Things, and most important, AI will be the key drivers of voice search. Now, one question you might ask is that how does voice search affect SEO rankings, right? Right now we're talking about voice search, but the thing is that voice search dramatically, and this is a biggie, dramatically improves user experience. Because as I said before, in the next 20 years, 50% to 75% of all online searches will be made through voice search. So, and the thing is that Google, due to its ubiquity, Google is placing already a greater emphasis on voice search optimization. So instead of SEO, we are talking now about VSO. Think about that. Remember this, VSO, because the point of SEO is to rank websites, right? Now, if Google decides to switch to VSO, you're going to have to apply certain things to make sure that you are still ranked high. Because if Google is just introducing it, is rolling out a new algorithm, and you're not around, and that algorithm is based on voice search optimization, and your system, your website is not optimized enough, you are going to lose big on business. You're going to lose big on traffic. So what I recommend you do is that for now, think about implementing a hybrid strategy. A hybrid strategy that allows you to have a combo of, VSO, so voice search SEO, and conventional website SEO. And what you do is you try to gradually roll out this tactic throughout your digital value chain, right? And by digital value chain, I'm talking about everything from your social media to your website, to your newsletter, to your e-commerce assets, to your to anytime to your, if you have a presence on third-party stores like Shopify, you want to actually roll out the strategy in a very, very, very gradual but methodical way throughout your digital value chain. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Now, I've talked about what voice search is, and also welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are here, and we want to give a shout out first before we continue this conversation. I want to give a shout out to Christopher Bates in Monero, New Mexico. Thank you, Christopher. We appreciate your all your help, all your support, and everything you've done. I really appreciate that. We have Mary John in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Kaden Jenkins in Los Alamos, New Mexico. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, let's try to understand the benefits of voice search optimization, VSO. Now, if you have a great VSO strategy, it can improve your customer experience. Because the thing is that, like I said before, if Amazon and Google Assistant and all those biggies are changing their platforms, you want to adapt and you want to be agile, right? You want to basically be a big player in that space. So that's very important to really do everything you have to do to be able to be there. Now, voice technology can make interactions with brands more natural and seamless, right? And these things encourages ultimately retention and loyalty, right? Because if people feel comfortable, if customers feel comfortable and have a natural interaction, they are likely to come back. Another thing you have to remember here is that VSO, so voice search optimization, is important because voice searches, so vocal searches, take far less time than text-based ones, right? You don't have to type something, maybe trying to find out whether you have a typo or whatever. No, you just speak and the system returns the results of your search to you, right? So this sort of makes it very convenient for busy consumers, who just want to have an excellent experience, and most importantly, instant gratification. So every time they just interact with your brand, what do they want? They want to have an instant gratification, right? They don't want to wait. No. Do you want to wait? Do you like waiting? Nobody likes waiting. I sure don't want to, right? So the deal here is that you want to have your VSO ready and optimize your website for voice searches. Now, one thing that is very important you have to remember is that voice search is driving changes in SEO best practices. Okay, so the thing here is that if people are talking, if people are allowed to talk, in other words, voice queries tend to be slightly longer than text searches. So the thing here is that it just gives you a huge opportunity, because you have the ability now to insert longer tail keywords, right? And this is what one of the things that McKinsey has found, and other consultancies have found also, including Deloitte. They've done a lot of work on that. The thing here is that if somebody has to ask a question, just imagine if you have to ask Alexa something, right, or Google search, you are more likely to talk longer because you are just comfortable talking, right, as opposed to typing. So the thing here is that you can put more keyword and longer keywords. This is very important. So the bottom line of today's conversation on this topic is make sure that you implement voice search optimization ASAP. Again, you could go back to what I told you, the hybrid strategy, where you have the sort of two tiers. So you do the vocal search, the VSO, and the SEO, the traditional SEO, and you gradually sort of phase out the SEO as soon as the market is moving, the technology is moving in that direction. Because if you don't, what will happen is that if you don't, what if your rivals have implemented that? What if your competitors have done it and you haven't? You will be crushed, right? You'll just have to go back to work and have your 9-to-5 job. So the thing here is that make sure you are ahead of the game, right? So if a potential customer, for instance, were to look for you using voice technology, you are ready, you are there. But if you don't have it, imagine someone is looking for you using voice technology. If you're not optimized for voice technology or voice searches, the Google Assistant might recommend a competitor instead. If the assistant was not able to find you, that assistant, it will recommend it to another competitor. This is how you start losing business. All right, so don't let that happen to you. We want to, in the Sweetie Kiwi Show, we want to make sure that we bring and retain as much ka-ching in your bank account. Now, what is really in a nutshell, what are the benefits of VSO, voice search optimization? Now, similarly to SEO, VSO allows you to have increases in website traffic, right? You want to drive humongous traffic to your website. You want to raise brand awareness, visibility, higher exposure. You want to basically, if you have your e-commerce or your web store, all your web stores, you want to direct more users to those stores, right? You want to interact better. You want to optimize the interactions with the users. You want to enhance customer interactions, customer engagement. You want people to be comfortable, buying stuff from you and engaging with your brand. And most importantly, you also want to have a higher rate of conversions and sales. And this is very important, okay? I will be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm watching you. Okay, welcome back, folks, to Sweetie Kiwi, the world's largest infotainment show. We are talking today about e-commerce, and we are giving our viewers, our lovely viewers and listeners and fans, a summary of a series of conversations we had with 43 industry experts, and we wanted to sort of tell people what's really happening today, the latest and brightest when it comes to e-commerce. So I'm still talking about voice search optimization here, and I just want to tell you a little more about this thing. Now, how do you optimize your website for voice search, right? So let's say one thing you want to do is you first want to go back to the basics, right? The fundamentals. So you want to implement a proper SEO strategy, right? That will blend, written content, photo, and voice. You want to have voice. You want to have audio. It could be audio or video, but you need to have voice. All right. So if you think you're not comfortable doing videos, posting videos on your website, do audios. Those are fine too. MP3s. Those files are lighter, so you don't have to get the hundreds of megabytes that sometimes video will actually require you. But you need to have that blend. You need to have that fusion of written, audio, and photo. Now, the second thing you need to do that's very important, you want to make sure that your site loads quickly. This is very important. Now, Google voice search will favor the website that load quickly. So you have to think of things like, you have to make sure that, your files are compressed. You utilize website caching to improve page speed. You want to make sure that your server's response time is reduced, right? This is why the cloud storage is very important. You want to compress all the files. You want to optimize images, and most importantly, you want to have responsive web design. This is key, folks. This is really key, because we live in a world where people are going to search and do voice search from their phone, not from a desktop. Nobody sits at home nowadays, right? Everybody's on the go. Everybody's on the go. Remember that. Everybody's on the go. Are you on the go? Are you on the go? I'm sure you are. You're probably listening to me right now through your cell phone. You're not at home, because when you go home, you are going to relax and you're going to watch football. You're not going to listen to me. Prove me wrong. So that's the second tip. So I'm telling you here how to optimize your website for voice search. Number one, you want to go back to the basics of a good SEO strategy. You want to blend voice, photo, and written content, right? Number two, you want to ensure that your website loads quickly, really fast. Number three, just make sure that just ditch the Oxford English, the complicated Harvard University English. Write the way you speak. Just write conversationally, right? So that people don't, try to use things like, bullet points, try to have very short sentences, but go straight to the point, right? Just ditch the unnecessary stuff. Don't be fluffy. Just get things done. Just get straight to the point, right? This is very important. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that, the sentences and the phrases are short, right? But make sure that for voice searches, the content is long enough, right? So if you have a web page that has a content of 1,500 to 3,000 words, that's perfect. Because similar to regular SEO, Google, when it comes to VSO, voice search optimization, Google will prefer the pages that have longer content, right? So that's very important. But my point earlier was that don't use convoluted sentences, very difficult sentences. No, just aim for something simple, basic stuff that is easily understandable, and write. That's what I'm saying. Write the way you speak. Now let's move on to the fourth element here. The fourth element here is that try to make sure that you use things like, you try to use blocks of content, right? So you talk by categories. Let's say you want to, you're selling clothing, and within clothing you have different categories. You have 4 categories of clothing. So you have dresses, you have pants, you have shirts, and you have hats, right? So you want to include featured blocks of content. So when it comes to hat, you want to write conversationally about the sort of hats you're selling. When it comes to t-shirts or shirts, you want to write conversationally again about the shirts you are selling, right? So and so on and so forth. Now, another thing I want you to do is that I want you to focus on long tail keywords. So long tail keywords in local searches, right? Unless you have a global business, you want to focus on local dominance, local competitive dominance. So concentrate on those long tail keywords. All right, we have an entire show dedicated to long tail keywords, and I would advise you to go check out that program that talks about SEO, long tail keywords, and how to really blend everything to just make your sales go through the roof. All right, now the thing is that you have to understand, many people are asking whether or not voice search will drive web traffic to their website. The answer is yes. In the last 3 years, a lot of organizations, including Google own analytics, have proven that if you have a good blend of voice, right, written content and photos, your site is more likely to rank higher. So go ahead and use it. Don't, you have nothing to lose, right? You have nothing to lose. So why don't you just use it? All right. So this is what I wanted to tell you about, a voice search optimization. Now, one last thing before we take a break here, I want you to remember one thing, that there was one study that showed that by the year 2025, voice search optimization or voice search queries. No, I shouldn't be saying voice search queries. I mean, a search is a query. Vocal queries will account for 50 billion of sales, total sales. Right now, according to one recent study, Amazon has made nearly $2 billion through voice search e-commerce. All right, so those are numbers that I'm telling you now. Those numbers will keep growing because once you start integrating AI and IoT, the sales in the voice search domain will just go through the roof. We will be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. I hope you are enjoying this show so far. If you are enjoying this show so far, please consider subscribing to our channel. We drop this sort of beautiful shows once every day, once a day, sometimes twice a day or 3 times a day. But please subscribe and turn on the notification so you will be informed in real time as we drop a new show. Please like this show, share it so everybody who is interested in e-commerce can learn more. Comment below, give us your feelings, your insight about e-commerce, especially when it comes to voice search. We want to know more about that. And more importantly, please also watch ads that are served in our show. We really need the funds. We need the advertising revenue to be able to fund our production team, to hire more talent, to fund all the trips we conduct, all the investigations, the interviews that we conduct. We also need more funds to be able to do research for better, higher quality and free shows. Thank you. Now let's give a quick shout out to Louis Bennett in Bolivar, that's in the beautiful Empire State, New York. Eve Cook in Endwell, New York, and Harvey Brown in Kenmore, New York. Louis Bennett, Eve Cook, Harvey Brown, we love you all the way into the state of New York. Thank you so much. Now, folks, what are we talking about here? Many entrepreneurs want to build a business that runs more or less on autopilot, generates massive revenue, and emulates industry best practices while keeping a watchful eye on competitors. E-commerce tends to fit this criteria. However, if you want your web store to make money like crazy, you must implement a methodical approach that allows you to understand online market dynamics as well as what it really takes to scale up, right? We have interviewed 43 industry experts, including luminaries from Google, Amazon, and Shopify, to understand really key criteria needed to succeed big in today's global e-commerce marketplace. In this show, I am providing you a summary of their insights. So I want you to watch till the end to understand their surprise secrets on e-commerce, including email marketing, voice search technology, just-in-time SEO, mobile indexing, PPC management, blast emails, snippets optimization, and digital marketing automation. Stay tuned till the end because I'm going to drop another pro tip that you will love. Now, I've already talked about email marketing. I've spoken about voice search technology, right? Now, I want to talk about something very interesting also, and that is what? Just-in-time SEO. Yes, just-in-time SEO. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is not somebody's name. This is a real technique. This is a real procedure that is bringing millions of dollars into the coffers of the smartest small businesses. I'm not even talking about, don't even get me started on how much ka-ching the big players are making. right now I just want to focus on the smallest players, the smartest, those who are bringing ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching all the time. Okay. When it comes to just-in-time SEO, one thing I want you to think about is that with the proper e-commerce software, you can find and fix on-page and off-page problems. Why are those things important? They're very important because they drag down your ranking, they drag down your site visitors, impression about your website, and you can use a lot of tools to fix that. How do you fix on-page, off-page problems? Site audits. You can check your website for over 50 technical issues and warnings in a flash, and you can get actionable tips on how to fix them. So gone are the days where you have to stay in the office on Friday night, where your other colleagues are in happy hours, just relaxing and just sipping some nice beer, where you have to stay in the office and call your software or the web designer to come and fix the problem. No, with the e-commerce software, this is fixed ASAP. You have something called backlink audits. So what this thing does is that it detects and gets rid of toxic backlinks, so that your search engines such as Google and Bing don't penalize you, because sometimes when you have the toxic backlinks, you can incur search engine penalties, right? Now you have something called on-page SEO checker. Now what this does, this is a very interesting baby here. This baby, what it does is that it gets info about all the issues found on the web pages that you want to optimize, and it tells you page by page how to fix them. So it helps you really it's just think of it as like the on-page SEO doctor here. All right. So this is how with the proper e-commerce software, you are getting the tools and functionalities and features to find and fix on-page, off-page problems. Now, another thing I want to talk to you when it comes to just-in-time SEO, and this is the result of our interviews with more than 43 industry experts. When you use the proper SEO tool within the e-commerce software, you can evaluate yourself against competitors. This is very important, right? So, in marketing, you have this concept called SWOT analysis, right? This stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, we have a sort of analogous concept going on here, which is gap analysis. Now, gap analysis is related to SWOT analysis. Now, when it comes to SEO, you can actually perform a deep competitive analysis by comparing up to 5 domains, right? You can observe their common and unique keywords, and you can see their position in paid, organic, or PLA search results, and get a clear visualized data. Let me repeat that, because this is key. This is a biggie, folks. I want you right now to wake up and pay attention here. When we talk about gap analysis, you can perform using the CRM tool embedded in an e-commerce sort of software. You can perform a profound competitive analysis by comparing up to 5. Some providers, some vendors give you up to 10 domains, and you can observe their common and unique keywords. You can see their positions in paid, organic, or PLA search results, and get a clear visualized data. This is key. You can also do something called competitors discovery report, where you discover, quote unquote, your rivals, and you see which keywords bring the most traffic. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that you just, you can use this for a small business, for a startup, or an established business. Imagine you trying to get into an industry, right? And you just been struggling. You've been just mired in operational lethargy in the last few months, knowing what to do, where to go. And here you have a tool called Competitors Discovery, and this tool allows you to discover your rivals and see which keywords bring them most traffic. it's just amazing because all you got to do is either replicate it, right? You're not really trying to reinvent the wheel here. You just want to replicate it so you can get some of the, a portion of the traffic also, or you just do even better. Okay. Another element that is very important here is on-page SEO checker. So here you can analyze the top 10 or 20 websites ranking for the keywords you're targeting. So you just basically can choose a keyword or a series of keywords and see the websites that are really killing it. The websites that are kicking butt when it comes to those particular keywords, so that you too in turn can kick more butt. Because the bottom line here is you want to kick more butt. You want to crush the competition. You want to make more money and generate more ka-ching, 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 and ka-ching. That's the keyword here. That's the keyword, ka-ching. Now, I'm not asking you to target ka-ching as a keyword because that would be foolish, right? But you want to target the specific keywords that are good for you, and while using the page SEO checker, you are able to see the top 10 websites ranking for those keywords and just emulate them, right? I will be right back. Right after this, I need to drink some water. Welcome back, folks, to the Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm very happy to have you here. We are still continuing our roundup of the top tips when it comes to SEO. In the last section, I talked about, I'm still covering just in time SEO, and I talked about how you can evaluate yourself against competitors. Now I want you to use e-commerce software to identify opportunities for growth, right? So, one of the things that I said earlier was that you can use on-page SEO checker to analyze the page. You can analyze the top 10 websites ranking, right, for the keywords you are targeting. You can use the same on-page SEO checker to get a list of tailored insights on how to get a higher rank in search results. This is key. So you can think about websites to earn backlinks from, right? Whether it is things like semantically related keywords that you can add to your own keyword list, pages to optimize, clients to target, social media channels to implement omni-channel or multi-channel strategies to deploy this kind of stuff. You can do that from data compiled, with the on-page SEO checker. You can also look at your organic traffic insights, right? So you can see how much traffic some keywords, for example, brought to your website, because this is again the ultimate goal here, right? And you can identify those pages that are already ranking well, so that you can focus on their optimization, right? Because the bottom line here is that you want to rank higher. So you have to look at the top performing pages, so you can even optimize them. And those that are performing, you're trying to fix them, but sometimes fixing them might take some time, right? One thing also you want to pay attention to, and this is very key, folks. This is very key. I want you to pay attention once again. Backlinks checker. So you want to track all pages that link to a website or URL. So, you analyze this backlinks in terms of referring websites, IPs, anchors, domains, you name it. You can do side-by-side comparison. You can do top-down comparison, bottom-up comparison, doesn't really matter. But the bottom line here is that you want to check all the backlinks that direct to a website or URL. Okay. Now, another thing you want to do when it comes to, again, we are still talking about just-in-time SEO. You want to enrich your keyword list. This is key. This is very key. Now, you can use a lot of tools. There are gazillion tools online that allows you to find keywords, keyword ideas. But the good thing is that the latest versions of all e-commerce tools, e-commerce software, allow you to. They come with embedded keyword tool so that you can get up to 1 million, 10 million keyword ideas, and you can build long tail keywords using the keyword grouping feature. Okay, so and you can sort and filter keywords by search volume, keyword difficulty, competitive density, and SERP features. This is very important. I will speak later about SERP. And the thing is, you can create many target keyword lists for each individual client's website. Again, here what we're trying to do is we're trying to customize the purchase experience or the client interactions. So if you want to customize it, if you want a specific client to feel like a VIP, what you want to do is you want to compile a list of very idiosyncratic keywords that will make your interaction with that particular client special. It could be either a client, it could be a website, doesn't matter, right? And you can use this strategy also in affiliate marketing, for example. I'll come back to affiliate marketing later on, but this is very important. All right. Also, you can use something called phrase match. So if you have it's actually it's actually some kind of it's not phrase, it's phrase. So phrase match report. Phrase match report allows you to have a list of extended keyword variations that containing your target query in order to boost your keyword search. Let me repeat that because this is very important. Phrase match report allows you to get a list of extended keyword variations containing your target your target search in order to boost your keyword research. Another thing that is also important is related keywords report, right? You can discover search terms and phrases that are semantically related to your target keywords, including things like, abbreviations, acronyms, misspellings, synonyms, and plural forms in order to rank for more search queries. Again, the power and the goal here is that just-in-time SEO allows you to rank higher, right? So again, you want to perform some kind of gap analysis here. You want to identify those keywords your competitors are ranking for, which you are still missing, right? So earlier I spoke to you about SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The W there, the weaknesses here is the fact that if you're missing some keywords that your competitors are ranking for, guess what? You are missing a lot of cash, a lot of ka-ching is going to your competitors, because people who are searching for those keywords are going to buy from whom? Well, you guessed it. I don't need to tell you. You're very smart already. So you know what to do. You know what to do when it comes to SEO. And I will see you right back right after this. All right, folks, we are back again. We are talking about SEO, just-in-time SEO. I'm very happy to continue this conversation. I just love talking about SEO and e-commerce, how to make money online, how just to relax, getting a nice tan in Acapulco, in Bali, in Tanzania, in Rio de Janeiro, and just run everything in the background, put everything on autopilot. Don't you like that? I love that. It's just fantastic. I love that. Now let's continue our conversation. Before we continue, let me quickly give a shout out to Robert Gill in Sunbury, this is North Carolina, Kaylee Matthews in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Kyan Gibson in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you very much. If you just been watching our show and you just are catching us now, please consider subscribing to our channel. We want to grow our audience. We drop this sort of high quality, relevant shows every single day, rain or shine. And we would like to spread the word, because a lot of people need to hear the good things to make more money online. Please like our show. Share the content of this show with other people. Comment below. Tell us what you think about e-commerce, what you think about voice search technology, what you think about email marketing, what you think about just-in-time SEO. We'd love to hear your feedback, because for us, sharing is caring, right? If you can share your intellectual capital with us, your intellectual wealth with us, we'll be more than more than likely to share ours back with you, right? Okay. Now, another thing that you can do from CRM, the CRM section of of e-commerce software, is that you can create content, right? SEO through an SEO content template. So you create optimized SEO content based on top 10 ranking pages for the keywords you want to target, right? It's very important. And the system will give you recommendations on semantically related words, readability, text length, keyword usage, and in meta text, etc. And with that info, what you can do is you can create content and track and report your results afterwards, right? When it comes to that, when it comes to just-in-time SEO, an important thing you have to remember here is that you have to be able to track and report your results. So things like position tracking becomes important, right? So you can monitor your position in the SERP of any location, doesn't matter, and you can compare yourself against your rivals. You can even manage large groups of keywords by adding tags and viewing keyword rankings as they appear on different devices, right? So this is very important. Another thing you want to do here is that you can build, you can create amazing report. You can drag and drop data widgets, in a matter of one click, really, because speed here is embedded in the e-commerce tool, and you want to manage your report in one place for, with convenient sorting. You can edit them, you can get quick access to any report. So it doesn't really matter where you are, you can still access your data and create the reports you need to be able to optimize everything from your email marketing to your social media marketing to your just-in-time campaigns, to your just-in-time SEO campaigns, to see what's working, what's not, and what's in between, right? Now, another thing you can do with just-in-time SEO software tools is that you can use SEO report automation devices, software report automation processes rather, right? So when you automate, for instance, boring manual data transfer, you can save dozens, if not hundreds of hours a month, because you are getting automated reporting. You also have, the latest software, a lot of them, and we have actually surveyed more than 100 e-commerce software tools while preparing for this show, and we've seen that a lot of them, if not 90% of them, have best-in-class integration with top data sources. So the thing is that you have all the metrics and dimensions you need. So you can connect to PPC, SEO, analytics, social, and other marketing platforms. And which is what's even better, you can compare AdWords, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, and Bing campaigns in the same charts, so you can visually see what works and what doesn't. You are just forgetting the guesswork. You're leaving the guesswork to your competitors who don't have the e-commerce software. And what's even better here is that you can use that data, and this is something that I've seen that works for a lot of big brands, but also for the smartest small businesses. What they do is you can create really your marketing reports quickly in seconds with the system's pre-built templates, right? And the thing is that the templates comes pre-built, and what's even interesting is that it is very easy to read and is built by top professionals. So the thing is that the e-commerce, for instance, if you take Shopify or Amazon or Google, the marketing reports, because you are running your ads on those platforms, you want to have a report that is clear, that is easy to read, nothing convoluted. You don't want to have a headache just to be able to read, because you're trying to read the report and get a headache. No, it doesn't. That's not the point here. The point here is for you to be able to read your marketing report in seconds and be able to make decisions instantly, right? It sounds good, right? I know it does. It sure sounds good. I will be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks, to Sweaty Key with the world's most popular infotainment show. We are talking today about a lot of stuff, a lot of very interesting stuff, and I just want to tell you more about e-commerce and all the good things, SEO, just in time SEO, and all the goodies that come with it. Now, just for those who just joined us, I just want to quickly give you the context in which we are having today's conversation, right? So many entrepreneurs want to build a business that runs more or less on autopilot, generates massive revenue, and emulates industry best practices while keeping a watchful eye on competitors, right? Okay, now that's easy to go. That's easy to understand. Now, e-commerce tends to fit this criteria that I just mentioned. However, if you want your web store to make money like crazy, you must implement a methodical approach that allows you to understand online market dynamics as well as what it really takes to scale up. We have interviewed 43 industry experts, including luminaries from Google, Amazon, and Shopify, to really understand once and for all the key criteria needed to succeed big, I mean big, in today's global e-commerce marketplace. In this show, we are giving you a summary of their insights, all right? So I want you to watch till the end to understand their surprise secrets on e-commerce, including email marketing, voice search, just-in-time SEO, mobile indexing, PPC management, blast emails, snippet optimization, and digital marketing automation. Stay tuned till the end. Now, we've already covered the top three. We've covered email marketing, voice search strategy. We've also covered the third one here, just-in-time SEO, right? Now, I want to cover very quickly mobile first indexing. Wow, what does this mean? This is such a mobile first indexing is very important. Mobile first indexing is simply how Google crawls and indexes the web. So the algorithm, instead of looking at the desktop version of a page, Google looks at the mobile version of the page. In simpler terms, Google is crawling and indexing your web page based on how it renders on a mobile phone versus a desktop computer. Now, can you imagine? This is crazy. Can you imagine how catastrophic this will be if your website is not responsive? If your website is not designed for a mobile device? That means Google is just showing the whole wide world, or Google is judging you and judging your business and judging your company. Judging your website based on the mobile version, which is the wrong version if you're not responsive. If your site is not responsive, you are giving the wrong version of yourself and your company to Google. So we need to fix that. So today I want you to understand best practices for dynamic serving and separate URLs. So if your site has separate desktop and mobile content, which means you have what the industry call a dynamic serving or separate URL, something like m dot, that kind of stuff site, make sure you follow the best practices below to prepare for mobile first indexing. This is very important. Now, the number one thing you have to remember here is that your mobile website should contain the same content as your desktop site. This is very important, because if the mobile version of your site has less content than your desktop site, what you want to do is that you want to automatically, quickly, ASAP, right now, right after this show, I want you to consider updating your mobile site so that its primary content is equivalent with your desktop site. And here I'm talking about videos, images with all, with the alt attributes, text in the usual crawlable and indexable format. This is very important. The second thing I want you to do is that I want you to make sure that structured data is present on both versions of your site, right? You want to ensure that URLs in the structured data on the mobile versions or update it to the mobile URLs, right? You really have to fix it. I don't know which type of software you use, but the bottom line here is that you want to check regularly for extraction errors. Now, the third thing you want to pay attention to is that your metadata should be present on both versions of the site. So you want to make sure that your titles and meta descriptions are what? They are equivalent again across both versions of your site, mobile and desktop. Now, if your site has, as I said earlier, if your site has separate URLs, right? So this is in the jargon, it's also known as m-dots, right? So you have m.johndoe.com as opposed to www.johndoe, right? If you have those separate URL, you need to have additional best practices to follow. For instance, you want to verify ASAP both versions of your site using the appropriate tool. There are millions of tools out there to make sure you have access to data and messages for both versions, right? Because your website may experience a data shift when Google switches to mobile first indexing for your site. You want to check things like href links on separate URLs. So this is very important. You want to ensure that your servers, which is why I cannot emphasize enough the fact that you have to use cloud. You have to switch everything to the cloud, because here you have to ensure that your servers have enough capacity to handle a potential increase in crawl rate on the mobile version of your site. Because the last thing you want is you don't want your site to crash when Google is crawling the sites, right? And you also want to verify that your robots.txt directives and robots meta tags work as you intended for both versions of your site. Again, here this is very important, because just in case you don't understand what the robots.txt files are, they let you basically specify which parts of a website may be crawled or not. All right. So the thing is that the robots meta tags let you specify which part of the website may be indexed or not. All right. So you have maybe crawled or not versus maybe indexed or not. All right. So this is important. Also, make sure that whatever SEO software or CRM or ERP you use, ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. CRM stands for Client Relationship Management or Customer Relationship Management. It's a marketing tool. Or an SEO, SEO, search engine optimization. So whatever ERP, SEM, or SEM, SEO or CRM software you use, make sure that software has indexing functionalities. Now, don't panic here, because most e-commerce, the latest e-commerce software, they all have indexing functionalities. That's for sure. We have reviewed more than 100 of them, and most of them, 92% of them, have indexing functionalities. All right. I'm not naming names here on this show because we're not endorsed by anyone. So they're not really, and we're not endorsing anyone really, because maybe they're not paying, they have to pay me more enough, right? So in case you want to pay me, call me. All right. So important thing is that you want to have indexing functionalities, but also mobile first indexing features, right? So we're not just looking for desktop indexing functionalities here. We also want to have mobile first indexing functionalities. All right. Now, make sure, and this is very key here, you don't waste your money. Don't squander any resources. No need to lose money buying a new suite of indexing applications, because most digital marketing software have the mobile first indexing capabilities. All right. And most e-commerce suites like Shopify, for instance, I said I didn't want to name names, but okay, it's okay. Shopify, if you heard this, call me. All right. So most e-commerce suites have already made most of the transition. So whatever store you have on this platform has probably already been mobile optimized. All right. So no panic here. All right. I'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks. I'm still around here, and we are just enjoying the show. I'm just having a blast here. I'm just having fun. We are really talking about something serious here: how to help you make more money, how to optimize your e-commerce, how to optimize your web store and make more ka-ching. We just finished talking about mobile first indexing. Now we are going to attack PPC management. This is very important. Right? We want to make sure that you are able to understand how to make more money online, how to understand how to draw more customers to your website, this kind of stuff, and for us this is very important. Now before I talk about PPC management, right, I first want to really sort of let you know what's really important here. Now what's important here is that okay, just in case you're not familiar with PPC stands for pay per click. All right, it's just basically a model of internet marketing in which advertisers pay a fee each time one of their ads is clicked, right? So essentially, it's a way of buying visits to your website rather than attempting to earn those visits organically, right? So it's just it's part of your marketing budget, right? So search engine advertising is one of the most popular forms of PPC. Now, to go back to PPC management here, and before I even talk about PPC management, let me quickly give a shout out to all our millions of viewers and listeners and fans all over the world. Sweetie Kiwi Show is the world's largest infotainment show, and we want to give a shout out to Peter Hussein in West Fargo, that's in North Dakota. We have Madison Thomas in Fargo, North Dakota, and we have Alfie Core in New Rockford, North Dakota. So Peter Hussein, Madison Thomas, and Alfie Core, we love you all the way to North Dakota. Now, PPC management, price per click management. You want to make improvement. You want to use e-commerce tools, e-commerce software to make improvement to your PPC campaign. You can optimize account performance with data-driven improvements. So the PPC tool proposes improvement based on your conversion data, right? People coming to your website, either living right away or staying there and not buying anything, right? So you want to improve, you want to have improvement based on your conversion data and performance targets, right? So you want to push improvements live to AdWords in one click. So no need to manually make changes. Through one push, everything goes to AdWords so that you are back in track, right? Now, you also want to use the PPC tools to change the way, your digital marketing works, right? So you can optimize accounts to sift through data hour after hour after day, so you know which account is working, which campaign is working, and which is not, right? So optimizing accounts really becomes a breeze, right? Because you don't have to waste more time anymore to get them done. You can also track performance. This is very important. You can track performance, right? If you are paying, anytime somebody clicks on your link and they come to your website and they don't buy anything, you're losing money, right? So you want to track performance to know where your advertising dollars are going. And you can do so by monitoring and diagnosing performance issues accurately, and most important, in real time. And that's the key, folks. That's really the key. So you want to view all key performance metrics in one location, one single page. No need to sift through multiple pages. No, nobody wants that. Right? So you want to get additional metrics. You want to be able to see things from one location. You also want to gather additional metrics that are not available in AdWords, right? Including things like ad rank, keyword components, and many more. Again, folks, we have an entire show dedicated to PPC management, to SEO. So you want to check that out to understand all this, all this terminology, ad rank, keyword components, and all this kind of stuff. All right. When you track performance around your PPC campaign, it becomes a lot easier for you to evaluate, to identify the KPIs and evaluate them at a glance. And you can do so over the native AdWords interface. All right. So basically, what's happening here is that you can see what works, and KPI stands for key performance indicator. So you want to really see what's really happening, and this in the end brings what? By making the changes, by improving the interaction with your clients or prospects, by changing the keywords, you are basically, creating a better user experience. And this is really what you want, right? You want to be in a space where you can improve user experience. So users can spend more on your website, spend more time on your website, and keep coming back. All right? I will be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Sweetie Kiwi Show, the world's largest infotainment show. We are talking today about e-commerce, all the goodies, all the beautiful stuff, all the besties, everything that goes to e-commerce, so you can make more money, more cash, massive revenue, crush the competition, establish competitive dominance over the market. This is the kind of stuff we want, and chase away operational lethargy, laziness, all this sort of wasting time and resources, so you can finally wake up, right? You want to wake up and really get to the nitty-gritty of what it takes to bring your e-commerce, your web store to the next level, right? That's really what I want to hear that. Now, if someone just joined us, please understand the context of the conversation we're having here. What is the conversation? What is the context here? The context is very simple. Many entrepreneurs want to build a business that runs more or less on autopilot, generates massive revenue, and emulates industry best practices while keeping a watchful eye on competitors, right? Now, that's pretty cool. E-commerce tends to fit this criteria. However, if you want your web store to make money like crazy, you must implement a methodical approach that allows you to understand online market dynamics as well as what it takes to scale up. Now, we've interviewed 43 industry experts, including luminaries from Google, Amazon, and Shopify, to understand key criteria needed to succeed big in today's global e-commerce marketplace. In this show, we are providing a summary of their insights. So I want you to watch now till the end to understand their surprise secrets on e-commerce, including email marketing, voice search strategy, just-in-time SEO, mobile indexing, PPC management, blast emails, snippet optimization, and digital marketing automation. Now, I've already covered a lot of those concepts. I've covered email marketing. I've covered voice search strategy. I've covered also just-in-time SEO. I've also covered mobile first indexing. I've covered PPC management. Now I want to cover, I'm still covering PPC management by the way, I'm still covering PPC management here. Let's just talk about the next 3 things you need to do when it comes to PPC management. All right. Okay. So you can manage accounts. You want to manage you want to manage all your PPC campaigns from a single account, so you can control budgets and manage accounts from campaign to keyword, right? You want to manage accounts in one unified table. This is very important. By using the software, you can drill down to view ad groups, keywords, other components. You can get complete control over bids and budget, right? And what you used to do in Excel, now you can do much more efficiently with the PPC feature embedded in your e-commerce software. And this is hands down the best tool that you can use to maintain and optimize your campaign, so that you are constantly driving clients, leads, and prospects to your website. Another thing you can do also with PPC, the PPC management tool of the e-commerce software, is that you can explore segments to find the most profitable areas within an account, right? Again, there is something called the Pareto principles, which says that 20% of your customers will contribute 80% of your revenue. So here, what you want to do is you want to, while exploring the segments, you want to pinpoint the 20% of the account driving 80% of the performance, right? And so you want to cut time, you want to reduce your spend on the inefficient segments, the lethargic segments, the lazy segments, and you want to double up on the more lucrative ones, right? So you can spend more money on the 20% of the account that are driving 80% of the performance, right? So this is very important. So what you want to do is you want to bring back those, the inefficiency you want to cut on the inefficiency in your account, and you want to bring all your overall account to a profitable level, simply by just setting up your target CPAs and reviewing every suggestion. So the target CPAs in the software, and you just review every suggestions. Now, another thing I want you to also pay attention to when it comes to PPC, you want to constantly monitor your scorecard. This is very important. This is fantastic. It is a fantastic tool, but if you don't use it, it'll just remain fantastic, and nobody wants that, right? You want to use a fantastic tool to make sure this fantasticness, I don't even know if this is a word. Yeah, fantasticness. You want to make sure this fantasticness translates into a higher revenue. You want to make sure this superb tool helps you boost your revenue, right? So you want to check the scorecards to get a high level understanding of account performance. Again, here folks, we are talking about PPC account performance, right? You want to perform in-depth account audits in seconds. Sometimes it takes minutes. Some providers will give you the same tool in minutes, but there are a few providers that give it to you in seconds. And by doing that, you can gain an immediate understanding of an account health, so you know where to focus for maximum leverage, right? So the good thing here is that what I'm trying to tell you is that all these tools are happening in real time. So you don't have to wait like the next day to implement this. No, I mean, Google is open 24/7. YouTube is open 24/7. Facebook is open 24/7. So you are getting data, live data, constantly and continually throughout the day, right? So you can act on any efficiency, any inadequacy, any improper KPI not being respected. You are able to act on them ASAP. All right, I will be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to Sweetie Kiwi, the world's largest infotainment show. I'm very happy you're still around. I'm very happy you are doing fantastic and marvelous. Listen, if you just joined the show and you love, if you've been listening to me for the last few minutes and you love the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel. We love having new subscribers. We want to expand our community so that our great content can be shared across a larger community and improve the lives of millions of viewers in North America, in Australia, in the UK, in New Zealand, in France, in Germany, and all over the world. So please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know whenever we drop a new show. Please like this content, this current content, like it, and share with people who you believe might actually enjoy it and benefit from it. Also, comment below, tell us your experience about SEO, your insight into things like PPC management, email blasting, just-in-time SEO, and so on and so forth. Now, also, if you get a chance, we would really appreciate if you can watch all ads inserted in this show, because the show is ad supported. We need resources to run more investigations, fun trips to investigate, to do more reports, more special features. We also want to expand our production team and get better studio and all this kind of stuff that only money can buy, right? So thank you so much. Now we want to give a shout out to some of our viewers who have been supporting us by giving us topics to cover. They're not sending us money, by the way, though. It's just the tips are more intellectual. The intellectual tips, basically telling us what to cover, giving us feedback, encouraging us. We really appreciate it. And shout out to Zach Parker in Hooven, that's in Ohio, Victoria Davis in Dublin, Ohio, and Billy Edwards in Bexley, Ohio. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Now we want to move forward to, I've already talked about a lot of stuff. Now I want to talk about how to use blast emails, right? This is a very important topic that, should be used more often. Blast emails. Now you can find the best approach to achieve high performing campaigns. Remember, we are still trying to increase your e-commerce strategy here. We're trying to optimize it. So, by using the proper tool, you can get industry leading deliverability. So if you use proprietary reporting for a complete analysis, you can see whether or not your sending performance is doing well, and if it's not, you can strengthen it. You can strengthen your brand's online presence. This is very key. Now, remember, if you have a large sender account, you can have a dedicated email experts, right, to help you engage subscribers. You can create performance reports, and you can offer industry advice so your campaigns continually deliver results. This is what we want to have. You need to have, for your blast email campaigns, you want to deliver results, right? Now, if you have a large sender plan, which is why you are doing blast emails in the first place, you can create a custom design work, right? So you can see new responsive templates to make sure that everything you send out matches your brand guidelines, and you can increase conversions. Things like social graphics, custom sign-up forms, and other graphic design work. This can be provided to you in the CRM tool of your software, of your e-commerce software tools, right? So you want to take a look. You want to look into that. One thing you also want to do is that you can use something that is called push CRM, and when you do that, that means you are no longer waiting around for hours, and to get out your urgent campaigns, right? You automatically just by pushing one single push, you can take advantage of month-to-month sending delivery. So month-to-month sending campaigns. So in other words, what it means is that you are constantly sending emails every single day, right? So this is very important. Now, another thing you have to do is that you want to choose the right email marketing approach, right? And the software allows you to do that. For instance, how do you design your message? How do you create a professional looking email in no time, right? So you can choose to start with a template email within the library, or you can build a new design from scratch. It's just up to you, right? You can just take a blank page. You can add the blocks and style you want, the font, the nice, the colors, if you want pink, blue, green, whatever, and you can start using the intuitive drag and drop builder to perfectly match your brand, and in so doing, wow your audience, because that's what you want, really, if you think about it. Another thing you want to do, if you want to choose the right email marketing approach, you want to personalize the content, right? So you want to bring your email content to life. And the way you do this is that you have to dynamically add text such as your contact's name, using personalization, or you can go even further with some advanced email personalization options. But again, this depends on your vendor, because some vendors have different tools and different features and different settings. So check with your vendor. All right. Another thing you can do is you want to choose your recipients properly, because if you have unlimited lists and contacts in your database, it just means your creativity has no limits, right? But the thing is that group contacts, however, may cause a problem. So you want to devise a strategy that allows you to choose even smaller segments based on criteria that you choose, right? The criteria could be purchase history, geography, gender, purchase history, this kind of stuff. And by so doing, you can construct a more targeted approach. Another thing you want to do here, which is very important, is that when it comes to blast emails, you want to send intelligently. Very important. Send intelligently. So you want to find the message with A/B testing and make sure your email is sent at the perfect time with a click of a button using the the latest AI powered technology, so that you work around something called send time optimization. All right, this is very important because don't try to reinvent the wheel. And you don't need to have a PhD in digital marketing. No, just use the tools that are already available to you in your e-commerce software suite. That's what you need. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Welcome back, folks. We are talking now about we're still talking about blast emails, and now I want to quickly cover SMS marketing and chat marketing, because those are also part of marketing campaigns, and those could also be a part of blast emails. Of course, those are not emails sent through inboxes, but they're also part of text messages, so we'll cover them here. But before we cover them, I just want to quickly remind those people who just joined us that we are talking about e-commerce tools. And I just want to tell you something, and it is that many entrepreneurs want to build a business that runs more or less on autopilot, generates massive revenue, and emulates industry best practices while keeping a watchful eye on competitors. Now, e-commerce tends to fit this criteria, right? Now, however, if you want your web store to make money like crazy, you must implement a methodical approach that allows you to understand online market dynamics as well as what it really takes to scale up. Now, we've interviewed 43 industry experts, including luminaries from Google, Amazon, and Shopify, to understand key criteria needed to succeed big in today's global e-commerce marketplace. In this show, I'm giving you a summary of their insights. Now, I want you to watch now till the end to understand the whole list of their surprise secrets on e-commerce, including email marketing, voice search strategy, just-in-time SEO, mobile indexing, PPC management, blast emails, snippet optimization, and digital marketing automation. Stay tuned. Now, let's real quickly talk about the section I was telling you, and this is basically how to understand SMS marketing. Now, you want to use SMS for your most urgent marketing messages, because what happens here is that blast emails work when the campaign is not urgent. But if you have an urgent, a very urgent marketing message, if you send it via email, people may not even open it, right? Or what if you want to have an action over the weekend? Nobody opens up their emails, their work emails on the weekend. But SMS, of course, they check their phones all the time. Even while grandma and granddad are visiting, they're still checking their phone. So you want to use SMS messages for your most urgent marketing messages. So you want to spread the word around your latest promotion. You can promote, time sensitive and special events, and you only do so by sending bulk SMS marketing campaigns to a content list from your database, right? All you got to do is write your message, you choose a list, and you just schedule it to be sent when you want. You can keep contact up to date. So the things you want to do is you want to communicate your most important or time-sensitive messages directly to your customer's phone, right? So you can set up transactional SMS for order confirmations, shipping updates. You can even do a lot of stuff. You can even create personalized messages, right? So by using segmentation and dynamically adding individual context attributes such as first name, last name, company name, or other information, birthday, or other information you have for your contacts. All right. You can also stay on top of your performance. So the thing is that you don't want to work blindly, right? You want to understand what's really happening here. So you can monitor the performance of your campaign, your SMS campaign, with key engagement metrics to know what works and what you can improve, right? This sort of harks back to what I said earlier about A/B testing, so you know exactly what's really not working, and you only sort of double up or triple up on what works. So you can identify problems and priorities in real time for transactional SMS messages using real-time deliverability, reporting, and engagement statistics. Isn't that wonderful? That's just wonderful. That's crazy. Like you really are sending, like you're sending emails out. You're sending a blast emails out to 1,000 people, and you can see in real time what's really happening. You can see in real time, engagement statistics, whether or not they are taking the action you want them to take. Right? So it's like you have an oracle, you have a sage telling you exactly what's happening. So you can anticipate, your next move. You can actually think about your next move in real time, folks. In real time. Isn't that crazy? That's insane. That's obscene. That's obscenely effective. Think about it, right? So you can also do the same thing using one of my favorite tools, and that is what? That is chat marketing. So you want to start a conversation with people on your website. As soon as somebody drops on your website, start talking to them. I don't want you to ghost anyone visiting you. No, that's the last thing you want. That's the worst thing you can do. Don't ghost anybody coming to your website. Don't ignore them. So you want to set up your chat box. Again, you have this tool embedded in the e-commerce software. And the thing is that all the luminaries, all the experts we spoke to, they say it works. And you have to implement it ASAP. So you want to set up your chat box. You want to create a seamless experience for your website visitors by setting up your chat environment. And most importantly, you want to personalize it to match your business, right? So you want to customize the colors, then you can add your business name and logo so your customers will immediately recognize that it's you. That's very important. And you want to start talking in seconds. Set up chat on your website and start talking with visitors in no time. Don't wait. Don't ghost them. Once you've configured your chat environment and company profile in the platform, just copy the code snippet and paste it into the header of your website. Then start chatting right away. All right. One thing you can also do is that you want to be there for customers and leads in real time. So if they have questions, you can answer questions from leads and customers in real time directly from the chat inbox. And the good thing is that some of software that we have reviewed about 100, and basically they even have, to make things easier, they even allow the customers to see exactly which page of your website the visitor is on directly in the chat. So you can this can save you and your customers time. That's if the customer is asking you a question about a specific product listed on a specific page, right? So one thing you can also do is use chat marketing. You can organize your team around the chat marketing concept so that they always stay on top of things and never leave the customers waiting. And you can also do this by organizing your workflow by assigning conversations to different chat users agents to optimize response time and prevent any missed opportunities. So this is really the gist of the blast email, the SMS marketing, the blast email marketing, the chat marketing. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Can I have some more, please? Thank you. Welcome back, folks, to Sweetie Kiwi. I'm very happy to continue this conversation about blast email just in time. All the goodies that we have been talking about. This has been very interesting. And right now, I want to talk to you about snippet optimization. This is another important one, and I want to really sort of explain it very quickly here, and so that you can understand what we're talking about. And here, snippet optimization is another biggie here. It's very important. This is very important. Before we even start, I want to give a shout out to Fletcher Head in Wayne, Oklahoma, Macy Graves in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Morgan Solis in Edmond, Oklahoma. Thank you so much for sticking with us and really supporting us. We really appreciated it. Now I want to talk about snippet optimization. another important element here. Now, you want to understand snippet optimization. Let me just kind of break it down for you here. The main purpose of the SERP snippet optimization tool is to allow webmasters and content publishers to strategically construct page titles and meta description tags that will result in aesthetically pleasing or eye-catching listing in Google organic search results. So if you use this tool, what's going to happen is that you can optimize the content of your titles and snippets to maximize your click-through rates from Google, right? In other words, you can increase your organic search engine traffic for a specific keyword, even if you cannot improve your rankings. This is very important. This is very, very useful, especially in situations where you probably never outrank the sites above yours, right? If you have a very strong competitors, you have a government website, or you have a Wikipedia page for certain keywords. So in those scenarios, your best option is to make your site's listing stand out from the rest, right? And look as appealing, as captivating as possible. Now, let's just quickly look at Google snippets and see parts of a Google snippet. Now, here is a very brief explanation of the various elements that can be found in a typical Google web search results. Now, the titles here. The title. Now, Google will only show up to 70 characters. This is 70, including spaces of a page titles in its search results. Up to 70 characters. Now, if a page titles exceeds that number, in other words, 70 characters, Google will show as many whole words as it can, and the rest are replaced with an ellipsis. That's why sometimes when you search Google, you see some pages that they have titles, they have ellipses at the end, right? Now that's for the title. Now let's talk about the snippet, the meta description. Now Google shows up to 156 characters, including spaces of a page's meta description tag. 156 characters. So if a page meta description tag exceeds 156 characters, Google will show as many whole words as it can, and the rest are replaced with an ellipsis. Now, if the web page includes a published on date, Google may include that date as part of the snippets. In these cases, the date counts as part of the 156 characters, right? Now, so to make sure your web page's snippet can fit a published on date and the entire meta description without getting cut off by the ellipsis, keep your meta description tag shorter than 139 characters or 140 characters if the published on date is from a single digit day of the month. So that's for snippets in the meta description. Now let's talk about rich snippets. Now Google algorithm sometimes acts in a very funny way, but this is for a good reason, because Google will show rich snippet text for some types of pages and data, right? For example, businesses, events, people, reviews, right? Now, for information about rich snippets and macro formats, we actually have a whole show. Now, you can also visit Google help page on rich snippets, but we also have a whole show on that, and this will be part of our show on SEO and the PPC and snippet optimization. So you can really you want to watch that show or listen to the podcast to learn more about the best practices when it comes to snippet optimization. Now the fourth thing I want to talk about here is that the URL, right? So if you have websites that has a clear information hierarchy, Google will show breadcrumb links in the search results. Let me repeat that. For sites that have if you have a site that has a clear information hierarchy, Google may show the breadcrumb links in the search result. Now, again, breadcrumb links, I don't want to go too much in details here, but it will be part of our SEO focused program. So the snippet tool does not currently support any advanced URL features, but this may be added in the future. This just means that Google is constantly evolving here, and the bottom line here is that if you want to rank higher, you have to make some changes yourself, and this is where everything boils down to. All right, I will be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks, to Sweetie Kiwi, the world's largest infotainment show. We are here talking about all things e-commerce, and I want to tell you more about how to optimize things around. And before we jump into, we are now talking about digital marketing automation. We've talked a lot about snippet optimization. We talked about SMS marketing and blast emails. Now we want to attack another part of this show. This is digital marketing automation again. Just for those who just joined us, we want to quickly give you the context of our conversation today. And the context is results from this observation. And the observation is that many entrepreneurs want to build a business that runs more or less on autopilot, generates massive revenue, and emulates industry best practices while keeping a watchful eye on competitors. E-commerce tends to fit these criteria. However, if you want your web store to make money like crazy, you must implement a methodical approach that allows you to understand online marketing dynamics as well as what it really takes to scale up. We've interviewed 43 industry experts, including luminaries from Google, Amazon, and Shopify, to really understand key criteria needed to succeed big in today's global e-commerce marketplace. In this show, I am providing you a summary of their insights. Watch now till the end to understand their surprise secrets on e-commerce, including email marketing, voice search strategy, just-in-time SEO, mobile indexing, PPC management, blast emails, snippet optimization, and digital marketing automation. All right, now let's talk about the last part, which is digital marketing automation. What I promised you, right? Okay. Let's first talk about what it really is. Let's first understand the whole concept here. So, digital marketing automation, your company, right, will basically runs your schedule. Like basically, let's just talk about what it is that you are trying to increase conversion. You're trying to support any one-on-one marketing channel, right? Be it offline or online, right? So if you have the right proper tool, the proper tool, you will interact with your customer through the right channel with the right message at the right time, right? This is very important here because you want to have a software tool that basically answers all your marketing automation needs, right? So we're talking things like increasing conversions, increasing engagement. You want to maximize customer spend, and you want to predict and prevent churn, which is very important, right? You don't want to start losing customers here. And if you understand, if you use the right tool within the, e-commerce software, you're able to get a leg up on the competition, because simply by increasing conversion and increasing engagement, you are going to produce massive bottom line results in terms of catching more revenue, more money here, right? One thing you can also do here is that you can create dynamic customer journey, and this is through digital marketing automation. Now, if you have the right tool, you can manage and optimize infinite customer journeys, right? In which each customer determines what comes next. Not only they determine what comes next, they feel like a VIP. They feel comfortable. Each customer feels like he or she is a VIP, right? So with the right tool, marketers, your company's marketers can reimagine traditional funnel-based customer journey maps to most effectively communicate with each customer in the context of their actual activities, behaviors, and preferences. This is deep, folks, and I'm going to repeat it. Now, imagine if you have a company that serves, millions of customers. No, let's just say thousands of customers, right? By using the right tool in e-commerce software, you can reimagine the traditional funnel-based customer journey maps to most effectively communicate with each individual customer in the context of his or her actual activities, behaviors, and preferences. This is just the gold mine of what? Customization here, right? So you want to create a bespoke and idiosyncratic experience for your customer, which will drive engagement, which will drive conversion, which will drive repeat business. So another thing you want to understand here is that customer data, right? Prior campaign responses and predictive behavior modeling are used to identify the most important intervention points and the best kinds of responses and activities for each, right? So you can use all this data to leverage your actions and maximize customer engagement and loyalty. That's what I just said, right? You want to maximize customers' engagement and loyalty so you can make more money in real time. Let me ask a question. Let me ask the audience a question here. Now, what do you think about automating, digital marketing? Put your response in the comment below. Let us in the comment section below. Let us know if you have used, digital marketing automation in the past and whether it worked, whether it didn't work. Just let us know. Give us your insight. Give us your input. We really appreciate it. All right. And while you're at it, don't forget to share this content because we want to spread the word to as many folks as possible so people can stop making the same mistakes around digital marketing automation. All right. I will be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still here. We're still talking about good things about marketing, about conversion, about all the goodies that you can imagine. And we are very, very happy to have that here. And I want to continue this conversation. But first, I want to give a shout out to all our millions of viewers and listeners and fans throughout the world. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much for your support and encouragement. We really appreciate that. I want to talk right now. I want to give a shout out also to Hugh Rogers in Madras, Oregon, Mylan Morrow in Beaverton, Oregon, and Porter McKnight in Milwaukee, Oregon. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And we just take a quick a few seconds to give a shout out to all our viewers and listeners in Oregon. We love you. Thank you so much. Now, we are still talking about digital marketing automation, right? And I want to talk to you now about how to use and why you should use a self-optimizing campaign. Now, this is another feature that we saw after reviewing more than 100 e-commerce software products and e-commerce software vendors, and we realized that they have a tool that allows you to self-optimize campaign. This is very important. Now, a self-optimizing campaign is a recurring campaign series that is automatically optimized over time, right? It could be something around the holidays. It could be something around that you do on a specific date. For instance, you want to do this on Labor Day or Veterans Day or Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter. It's just up to you. It depends on your business and your business model, right? So with the tool, you can track how competing actions perform for each micro segments within the campaign's target group. And the thing is, you can use this data to gradually, and that's the keyword here, gradually adjust the cluster action mix for maximum uplift. You want to uplift, all the data points in the campaign. So what happens in result is that, each customer will receive the campaign to which he or she is more likely to respond every time. Think about it. You are trying to use AI here, an AI powered tool, an artificial intelligence powered tool here to predict how a customer will react. And based on their reaction, on his or her reaction, you can probably, refine the campaign so that the next time he or she receives the same campaign or similar campaign, he or she will be more likely to accept it and to respond to it favorably. This is very conducive to boosting your bottom line here, right? And increasing market share and driving engagement, driving conversion rates here. All right. And this is very important. Now you can also use another tool within the system called predictive micro segmentation. Now, inside any e-commerce vendor, any e-commerce software vendor program or tools or applications, you have the predictive micro segmentation tool. Now, some people call it the anticipative micro segmentation, or sometimes you have words like predictive segmentation. What is it? Now, the tool's predictive micro segmentation technology really what it does is that it boosts the delivery of tailored messages, offers, and promotions to individual customers, customer persona. And what it does while doing that, it helps you foster both improved short-term engagement and long-term brand loyalty. Isn't that beautiful? Just check this out. It boosts the delivery of tailored messages, offers, and promotions to individual customer personas, thus fostering both improved short-term engagement and long-term brand loyalty. This is very wonderful. This is wonderful because we are talking about what? We are talking about automating marketing here, and the predictive marketing engine applies mathematical and statistical models to transactional, behavioral, and demographic data in order to predict future customer behavior and value. So you're constantly shifting things around to know who your 20% are, who the 20% customers are who are delivering the 80% revenue, right? Going back to the Pareto rule. And this is very important. Another thing I want you to really understand here is that by using predictive micro-segmentation, you can really find out that customers with similar expressed or implied characteristics and preferences are grouped in dynamic microsegments. They are grouped in dynamic clusters, right? Some of which will become the building blocks of your hyper-personalized relationship marketing campaigns, right? We are leaving the world of macro segments to go to micro, to cluster marketing, and with the aim of delivering a hyper personalized relationship marketing campaign. And this is the space where you want to be, really. If you think about it, if you ask me, I will strongly encourage you to be in that space, because that's where the money is made. If you can treat your customer, and this doesn't matter whether you have 1,000 customers, 5,000 customers, 1 million customers, with these tools that I'm talking to you about, they are powered by AI. They are powered by mathematical, and statistical models. And what they do is they power transactional, behavioral, and demographic data points. So you are able to personalize, to create a bespoke, hyper-personalized relationship marketing campaign for each customer. This is brilliant. This is insane. This is beautiful. Just to be able to have that, right? Think about it for a second. What you can do, what you can do with this kind of software here. All right. I'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks, to Sweetie Kiwi. We are still here. We are still talking to you. We're still enjoying our conversation here. We want to talk to you more about all the things we have talked about so far. And basically, right now, I want to talk to you about one thing. And this thing is very simple. We are continuing to talk about the digital marketing automation. And one thing I want to talk to you about here is that you can use the same tool to engage in cross-channel campaign automation. This is so important, folks. Why? Because you're probably engaged in many channels, right? So basically, the software would allow you to automatically run your campaigns at their scheduled dates and times via a predefined single or multiple channels. And again, this is up to you. You have to choose the channel, right? There are several channels. Let me just give you a few of them. Now, all latest software tools support any one-on-one marketing channels, right? And the channels include email, SMS, mobile push messaging, Facebook custom audience, right? Google Display Network, Twitter tailored audience, website banner ads, call center, automated calling, and many others, right? So all those channels, you can actually devise a hybrid, a multi-tier cross-channel campaign to reach them one-on-one or several, or having a blast campaign. And again, everything here is automated. So I'm not telling you to wake up, to stay up late at night. No, you can still sleep and snore. And while you're sleeping and snoring, the software is doing everything for you, right? So you can use the software to the channels that are embedded in the software, or your own in-house tools and promo system and integrate those with third-party systems, right? And because most software tools have robust API, right? So you can deliver every communication through the channels that are most effective for each customer. And this is why it's very important, because by doing this, you are truly reviving what has been what has eluded the industry for more than 10 years. Now it's here. Now it is possible. 10 years ago it was not possible. Now it is possible, and you can truly achieve true multi-channel campaign automation. All right. Now, another thing that is very important, and I want to talk about that, is you want to be able to use the tool to handle behavior triggered interaction better, right? What is behavior triggered interaction? Now, you want to interact with your customers at the point of greatest impact, when they are on your site or app. This is where the behavior triggered interaction comes into play, right? So you want to use the software to delve into the software predictive segmentation feature, and you can identify real-time customer activity data to serve hyper-targeted activity triggered marketing campaigns to individual customers based on customizable triggers that you define in your tool, right? So once you have that, and this is basically something that we will cover in another show, but when customer activity triggers a campaign, what you have to know is that the software, the tool, will immediately send your communication via email, web page pop-up, mobile push notification, or any other campaign delivery channel that you have already set in the system. This is wonderful. This is fantastic. Think about it for a second. It's just great. It's just a bonanza here, right? So the last thing I want to talk about here is that you want to understand test versus control. This is critical, folks. This is very important here. Now, the software, the e-commerce tool that you are having can divide campaign recipient into test and control groups. So you run every campaign as a marketing experiment. You know, it's sort of similar to having a constant A/B testing, program, but just in the marketing campaign, right? So this allows the software to accurately calculate the actual financial uplifts of each campaign, which is, if you think about it, this is the most important indicator of campaign performance, right? Because, the financial uplift, it's just a keyword here. You want to be able to measure efficiency, effectiveness, optimization, and most importantly, your ROI, your return on investments, because that's what's going to drive financial synergy. That's what's going to drive operational harmony, so that everybody in your team will be able to focus on what? Remember the Pareto rule, 80-20. 20%, those 20% of your customers who are contributing 80% of the revenue. This is very important, right? So this is what the text versus control scheme allows you to do. So the approach, this approach of scientific campaign attribution allows you to maximize the true effectiveness of every relationship marketing activity, as well as the ability to report on campaign success in terms of financial metrics. This is just brilliant. It allows you to communicate with senior management, and if this is your own company, you can really have deep insights into what really works, what doesn't, and what's just sitting in the middle. Because the last thing you want, and this is, and we've seen this in a lot of in the companies that are struggling, we see a lot of what we call operational lethargy or marketing lethargy in their campaign. They are spending a lot of time on, focusing on those clients who don't move, who are lethargic, so they're wasting money. Their financial uplift is down, right? Actually, it becomes a downlift, not an uplift here, right? And instead of actually conducting this dual, if you will, this hybrid campaign, where they always have the segment recipient into test and control groups to see what works, what doesn't, and what's just sitting in between, All right. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't make me go come and get you. Okay. Welcome back, folks, to Sweaty Kiwi. We're still here. We're still dealing with e-commerce, trying to understand how those things work. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. And for those who just joined us right now, we are basically at the end of the conversation here. But let's just give you the context that prompted this whole conversation right now. Here is it. Many entrepreneurs want to build a business that runs more or less on autopilot, generates massive revenue, and emulates industry best practices while keeping a watchful eye on competitors, right? Now, e-commerce tends to fit this criteria. However, if you want your web store to make more money like crazy, you must implement a methodical approach that allows you to understand online market dynamics as well as what it really takes, for that matter, to scale up. We have interviewed 43 industry experts, including luminaries from Google, Amazon, and Shopify, to really understand key criteria needed to succeed big in today's global environment, global e-commerce marketplace. In this show, I have provided you with a summary of their insights. Now, I want you to watch till the end so you can understand their surprise secrets on e-commerce, including email marketing, voice search strategy, just-in-time SEO, mobile indexing, PPC management, blast email, snippet optimization, and digital marketing automation. Now, stay tuned. Now, let me just quickly do the recap now. So we have talked about a lot of stuff, and I just want to quickly do a recap of what we've talked about. But before that, please allow me to say this. If you've watched so far, please consider subscribing if you haven't already to our channel. We drop daily shows, or sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day if we're not really tired or lethargic or lazy or anything else, right? And please turn on the bell turn on the notification bell so you are aware of a new show. Please like this content. Please share with those who might need it, and comment. Give us your insight, your tips and tricks, things that you would have loved us to cover that we couldn't cover here. Tell us what you thought about the show. We are always open to constructive criticism. We are also open to allowing the Sweaty Kiwi community to grow so that people can share intellectual wealth among each other. We also want to say that this show is ad supported, so please please view all the ads that run through the show so we can have the resources to hire more people, expand the team, the production team, so we can fund more investigative reports. We can fund more investigative trips to go on site and do the work it takes to provide free, high quality content. Now, let me first give a shout out to Reginald Jenkins in Liverpool, Pennsylvania, Adriana Mills in Philadelphia, of course, Pennsylvania, and Jackson Aguilar, again, of course, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So Reginald Jenkins, Adriana Mills, Jackson Aguilar from PA. We love you all the way. Thank you. Now let's just quickly recap what we talked about today. So we talked about email marketing, right? So I explained to you that you have to automate your work. You have to learn more about your audience. You have to create and send emails from anywhere. You have to give your email life outside the box. You have to use voice search strategy. You have to understand voice search. You have to know how voice search affects SEO rankings. You have to understand the benefits of voice search optimization. You have to know how to optimize for voice search. The third thing is that I talked about just-in-time SEO. You have to find and fix on-page and off-page problems. You have to evaluate yourself against competitors. You have to identify opportunities for growth. You have to enrich your keyword list. You have to create content. You have to track and report your results. You have to use SEO report automation tools, right? And then we moved on to the number 4, which is mobile first indexing. You want to understand best practices for dynamic serving and separate URLs. Number 5, we talked about PPC management. So you want to make improvements, track performance, manage accounts, explore segments, and you want to monitor, most importantly, you want to monitor your scorecard. blast emails. You want to find the best approach to achieving high performing campaigns. You want to choose the right email marketing approach. You want to understand SMS marketing. You want to use chat marketing, right? Now, number 6, we talked about snippet optimization, right? That is, you want to understand snippet, what snippet optimization is. And number 7, you want to understand digital marketing automation. You want to understand what it is. You want to create dynamic customer journeys. You want to use self-optimizing campaigns. You want to use predictive micro-segmentations. You want to engage in cross-channel campaign automation. You want to handle behavior-triggered interaction better. And you want to understand test versus control. Now, in every show, I like to give viewers and listeners and fans all over the world, I like to give people a call to action. It's very important, right? You get the info. It's pretty cool, but I want you to take action, right? Because that's where things starts happening. If you just listen to this and you want to bring your e-commerce store, your web store to the next level, or your e-commerce business to the next level, please start today. Analyze key trends in digital commerce solutions. Evaluate e-commerce platforms and see which one fits your business model. Understand key features and functionality that improve commerce performance. Go for tools that foster cloud-based customer engagement solutions. This is a biggie. Let me repeat that. Go for tools that foster cloud-based customer engagement solutions. Hire an e-commerce expert to help you determine the best software for your company. Purchase the software and start growing your online business today. All right, this is really what I wanted to talk to you today, folks. It's been a fantastic time. Thank you so much for speaking to me, even though I couldn't see you, for hanging out with me. And the Sweetie Kiwi show, the Sweetie Kiwi team, the production team, we really appreciated it. And I will see you next time. Oh, hold on a second. We will still have to deliver the pro tip that I promised you. But listen, I will deliver this to you right after this commercial break. Okay, here is today's pro tip. Here are some of the things that super successful online entrepreneurs do. They have a comprehensive suite of e-commerce tactics whereby they embrace AI-powered chatbots, incorporate video content and marketing, and simplify their online payment method. Do the same thing today, and you will be making money like crazy. Thank you, and stay marvelous.